Hi, I'm Rupa and I'm back with an influencer marketing compliance update. And this week the focus is on competitions, giveaways, prize draws, all things to do with the terms and conditions and making sure that your promotions and prize draws and competitions are compliant and complying with the UK rules on advertising. The reason why I'm doing it this week is because I've been doing a lot of competitions related work, and also because I've seen quite a few influencer promotions that aren't compliant and are missing certain significant rules, for example. So we're going to try and do a very quick video covering all of these rules, and they're quite extensive, so this might go quite quickly, or I might talk quite quickly. But to start off with, let's talk about the suitability of the prizes on offer. It's fairly common sense, but obviously there are categories such as alcohol, gambling, HFSS, high fat, salt, sugar, categories of products that just should not be promoted to children. So when it comes to influencer marketing, you really need to think about the influencer's audience and the demographics. If more than 25% of the audience are under 16, then you cannot promote through a competition, prize draw, giveaway, or any type of other ad those particular products, HFSS, gambling, alcohol. If you're not entirely certain whether the product is HFSS, it's something that you've got to speak to the brand about. It might seem obvious, like fizzy drinks like that, but always check. The other really important area when you're doing a promotion is obviously the terms and conditions. And even if it seems like the most basic giveaway, there are going to be some rules. So what does the ASA say you need to do when it comes to those rules? Firstly, be very clear what the significant conditions are. Significant conditions need to go into the ad itself. So when you're promoting that competition or prize draw, you need to include these conditions. And the only exception to that is if there really isn't space. There aren't that many scenarios where the ASA will accept there isn't the space. Something, for example, like a tweet, yes, that's true, that's limited in character space. And potentially Instagram stories. But beyond that, generally you could probably fit in the significant terms and conditions, because significant doesn't include that much. It includes the eligibility for entering. So is it just UK? What are the ages? Is it 18 plus, for example? Start date and closing dates, how to enter, and the number and the nature of prizes. So pretty much those are always going to be significant and should be in the ad. Beyond that, you can link to another page, for example, a Facebook page or a website page with the other terms and conditions where you set everything out in full, and it's always going to be lengthier. So that can be located elsewhere, but you should always make sure you include a link or make clear exactly where those terms and conditions are located. Types of things that should be in those terms and conditions, the full ones, well, I'm not going to go through them in full detail, because if you see section 8 of the CAP code, you'll find them there. There are things such as like the criteria for judging, and if it's a competition, for example, that is really quite complicated. All of the stages of that competition, for example, how entries are going to be picked, how sort of data privacy policies, that type of thing. That's all got to go in there. When it comes to terms and conditions, one of the key rules is that you don't start amending them during the promotion. This is really important. So something such as a closing date, that should really not be extended, and there are only very limited circumstances in which the ASA accept it's acceptable to amend a closing date. Just not getting as many entries as you would like, for example, and this is quite often one we see, is not going to be considered a reasonable reason. So don't start tweaking the terms and conditions once the competition has started running. The other thing to think about is making sure that the competition or prize draw or giveaway as a whole is fair, and consumers understand exactly what's happening. So as I said, don't change the closing dates. Make sure that all criteria for judging, etc., are clear. Pretty much most of it from then on is common sense. Treat consumers fairly is the main thing you need to think about. So that's a very super quick rundown of what to do if you are running a promotion, giveaway, anything that promotes prizes or gifts and requires terms and conditions. I think this is actually a really important one probably to share with influencers, because it might be common sense, but these things are missed. So look out for further videos on my YouTube channel, Rupa Ad Rules.